Hi everyone, welcome back to Farthest Frontier. These are the soldiers returning back home after the victorious battle. In the last episode we had the first invading army, about 100 strong, and the town managed to defend itself quite well, even though there was a weak spot around here in this area and quite a few soldiers got killed. So it wasn't a stellar defense, but it's not such a huge setback. I think we'll be able to fix this place eventually. Now, for this episode, as a reminder, we are trying to rebuild this town to at least 1,000 population. That was the original population before some experiments that brought it down to less than 300. So we are almost 500 at the moment. If we didn't lose so many soldiers, we would already have 500, but hopefully we'll be able to grow pretty quickly. So the goals for now: further growth. Also, let's start experimenting with the new features. That would be the library and guilds hall. And also, as I mentioned in the last episode, let's start the landscaping for the area around here. I would like to build a fort with some other defenses, so like a castle on top of this hill. And so in order to make it inaccessible by the raiders or invading armies, I need to do a little bit landscaping, make sure that the slope around the top of the fort is steep enough that it's not scalable by the raiders. Now we need to find a very good place for the library. That would be the first thing that we'll do. Maybe actually second. It's already snowing. I'll let the soldiers go. I think most of them returned back to the fort. So for the next roughly 5 to 6 months, we'll turn these into laborers. Yeah, this one is fine, and this one is empty completely. That's fine. So now back to the library. So amenities and services, library, and if I remember correctly, is it 4x3, something like that. Now let me think what would be the best place for this. There's a, I think, decent room here. Now I wonder what would happen if we moved this. This is probably 2x3. Now we would still have one line, one row empty. I think that wouldn't be very efficient placement. Now there's 6x3, that's too big. We would have too much empty space. No, you know what, guys? What I'll do, I'll actually move a couple of houses and I'll place it further here so that we can get the adjacency bonus to as many houses as possible. Okay, now what next? Yeah, it's let me see how many laborers do we have. 33. That's a bit less than I would like. At this point it would be nice to have around 50 laborers. But I hope there'll be some immigration throughout the winter. So let's start this landscaping project and make it even bigger. So I'll start as low as in here. Yeah, and this one will be finished soon. Let's speed it up. I've got a feeling that they'll go home because of the winter. Oh, will it finish? Yes, it did finish. Perfect. So in here we'll do another one. Yeah, it's a huge amount of labor. I'm wondering if it's not too soon. The labor might be required elsewhere. But on the other hand, we are not rebuilding or building this town from scratch. We are rebuilding it, which means most of the buildings are already up. So the laborers are really just needed for logistics, just carry things around. Yeah, it should be fine. Let's speed the game up and wait for spring and for the first merchant to arrive. One more thing before I speed the game up again. Yeah, I said we would be waiting for the first merchant to arrive, but I think I'll open another farm. Wonder which one is the closest unused. Probably this one. 3 more workers. And I'll add a little bit of sand just to make it more fertile. The first merchant of the year. It's the year 227. Let's have a look what he brings. Buying soap, but I don't have that much. He's buying stone, and I can see that I've got a lot of stone in the inventory because I probably bought it cheap the last year. So yeah, let's sell a little bit. It's pure profit. I'll probably keep a little bit in town stock. yeah, I want to build a couple of buildings and upgrade the temple, so that will require a lot of stone. Now he's buying medicinal roots, but because I can't produce any, I'm not actually selling any. The only thing that I'll do is I'll transfer a little bit to town storage so that I can produce some medicine. Yeah, other than that, I can't really sell him anything. And in terms of buying stuff, does he have anything that I actually need? No, I don't think so. And yeah, I've seen this artifact before, the hair of Saint Hadia. 50% more flux yields. It might be handy in the future, but at the moment I don't have such a big weavers production, so I don't need that much flux. Okay, so I emptied space here for the library, so let's finally build it. There we go. And in order to fill the space, I think I'll build like a little park here or something. Yeah, that might be a good idea, just a little park. Oh, the small park is actually 3x3. I wonder what's 2x3. I think it'll be one of the statues. Or maybe medium statue. Yeah, that's it. Just next to the library. I think that makes kinda sense. Okay, because I wonder, the last year we had the invading army. I'm not sure if a raid can happen directly the year after the invading army, so but I'll probably bump up the defenses just a little bit, just in case we have a raid. We had some immigrants and some citizens got born, so we had 23 laborers. Not great, but not a disaster either. Now let's have a look at how this project progresses. So I need to remember the width of these landscaping works. So the idea is that I'll try to get this whole area much lower. I think I should do it even a little bit wider. So I'll start a new one. Let me see, it must be probably here. All the way down to the road. And I said I would also upgrade or start upgrading this road. The reason being, there'll be a long road here around the lake down to this area where the clay deposit is. It's kind of, yeah, alright, there's more. There's one here as well and one here. Yeah, that's the last part of the map that has got any clay left. Which reminds me, I need to have a look how we're doing with the clay production all the way here on the north. There's 47 clay left. So again, if we have any opportunity to buy cheap clay, then it would be a good idea to do it. Okay, other than that, I don't see any obvious problems. The cleanliness is rising, so you know we are above 90% in most of the things except of the cleanliness, but 77% is still decent enough. Spirituality 35%. I'm not sure whether that will grow with the amount of priests that we have now. I think we have 4 priests. I think the only thing that I can do to promote cleanliness a little bit is to bump up coopers, produce more barrels, and that will also ensure that the food lasts longer. I think I have about the right food production at the moment, but I need to make sure it lasts longer, it lasts over winter when the food production drops. Time to speed the game up again, and I'll slow it down if something happens. Okay, we actually do have a second trader. Let's see what she brings. She's buying pelts, but you know what, I'll actually keep the pelts as the production demand for other things like coats increases. And let's see if there is something I could buy. She doesn't have a good price for anything. And this is a very interesting artifact. Targo's hammer. Blacksmiths and armories work 20% faster. I don't need it yet, even though I have quite a few blacksmiths working. You know what? Because I've got enough money, I'll buy it. And I'll actually sell her a little bit of the iron ore. Again, I must have purchased it well below the price last year. And okay, let's transfer this to the town as well. Now let's assign the Targo's hammer. And now I'll go back to the landscaping project. the third trader of the season. So I can see we have plenty of food, so I'll sell him all the cheese straight away. And I think I'll actually sell him some heavy machinery. Now, does he even have... Yes, he's got still plenty of money. And is there anything I could buy? Yes. I don't actually have any grain left. And what kind of artifact does he have? Tribute to fallen kings. Luxury goods last 20% longer. No, I don't need that one. Perfect. So we have all the workers' camps or foresters' camps upgraded. Now let me select some good area. I think I'll be expanding the farms here in the future, so I'll probably start planting somewhere around here and do 2-to-1 planting for now. The immigration is working pretty well. 5 villagers immigrated, 5 newborn. And okay, well, hold on. This library will require 110 bricks. So I'll probably buy maybe like 100 just to speed it up, and instead I'll sell him cheese. Yeah, that turned out quite well. We've got 13,000 in town's coffers and 6,000 in the trading post and 9 months worth of food supply. I'll have to watch the food supply though. Let me have a look at the happiness level. Yeah, food is 100%, but I think if it drops below like 5 or 6 months, then it can the happiness from food can decrease a little bit. Yeah, we haven't had a look at the stock for a long time. I've kind of presumed it's okay. Let's quickly go through it, apart from the grain, but I think we are just about to have a harvest. Let me have a look. Alright, yeah, there'll be 2 really well maintained fields to be harvested. I see I'm kind of worried about these animals running here. Let me find the nearest hunter. Yeah, where are you? No, I didn't want to do... Okay, there he is. I wonder if we have any other hunters on this side. There's one here. Okay. Come and help, please. We need to get rid of these animals. One more thing before the winter, I'll let some soldiers go again. So that's what I thought. When there is an invading army one year, it's kind of unlikely that there is a raid the next year. So this was a peaceful year. And we managed to grow to 512 population, 37 laborers at the moment. I think next year I'll open an extra farm. Maybe start opening farms on this side. Yeah, that might be a good idea, so that we promote sort of the economy on this side. There's a lot of farms here that need fodder. The forest in here seems to be pretty thick. And yeah, the grown spruce trees, they can have up to 9 logs, so that's pretty good. If we have a look at the production, that 360 logs the last year, that's amazing. We have the new library built. Yeah, I wonder what it does though. The library generates entertainment by providing books, access to, book access to the villagers. So, okay. So it doesn't produce any books that can be sort of distributed elsewhere. Maybe, I don't know. Let's have a look actually if the stock... Oh yeah, I see. There is books. So it does produce books. Okay, I'll keep just one guy assigned to the job. Alright, it says this building is not currently providing entertainment though. Okay, we'll see. I'll give it some time. That's the new librarian called Actur. Age 17, well, that picture doesn't look like a 17-year-old. Yeah, it's medieval for you. Okay, I think a lot of these buildings are well ready to be upgraded as soon as some people move in, so that's good. There is still a couple of unoccupied places for houses. And yeah, now let me think about the last building that I haven't built yet. Okay, so that's a big building. That's 5 by 4. And it doesn't provide any desirability. 5 by 4. I wonder where could I eventually build it. Alright, let me think. I'll speed the video up later on, and then I'll just have a look around the city. What would the best place for this new building be? I think it could be relatively close to the industrial zone. I'll see. I see. So I've just discovered that for the library to work, you actually need 2 extra buildings. At least it seems like a paper mill. That's got a negative effect on the neighborhood, and also bookbinder produces books, and that seems to be okay. So what I'll do, and I'll have to think it through, so you know, whilst I'm thinking slowly, I'll probably speed the video up. I'll forget about this area as an area for the farm. I'll clear it off, and this will be a new piece of industrial area. I think I'll put some quiet buildings like the guild's hall and the bookbinder's shop next to the residential area, and then the more we go away, or the further away from the residential area, I'll put buildings that have a negative effect on the rest. And I've got a feeling that we'll also need a little bit more of cobbler shops. I remember when this town was 1,000 population, or was at the 1,000 population, I didn't produce enough shoes. Yeah, so this will be like a whole new project. Yeah, so let me think about it. I'll try to place the buildings, and whilst I do that, I'll probably speed the video up. Now we have a new trader arriving. Let's see what does he want. No, I don't think I'm selling anything to him. And in terms of what I can buy, he doesn't have anything interesting. Now the artifact is the Ark of the Vengeful Dead. Raiders and wildlife are more deadly and aggressive. I'm not sure why you'd want this particular artifact to make your game even harder. Yeah, whatever. I think because the tools are far below the average price, I'll buy some, but I should have a decent production now. Okay, let's assign a couple of soldiers just in case. I think it's much more likely that we'll have a raid this year. "33 laborers. And we have the first raid. I'll pause the game. Now let's make sure we know exactly which way are they coming from. I think that's the area around the lake again. And I'll click it a lot of times just to make sure there is no other surprise. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's the area of the castle. That should be fine. So let's make sure this tower is working. Add 2 more soldiers here into the fort. And yeah, what was it? This was this area around here. Let's add many more soldiers. And we also have a trading merchant. Now he's buying soap for a very good price, but I only have 4 pieces. Other than that, nothing useful. And he's got the root of the first tree. Trees grow 15% faster and orchards produce 25 more fruit. Not a bad one, but I think I'll pass. Let's keep an eye on the raiders. Okay. So the first group is going to the castle. I hope they'll go, yeah, they go nicely, go closer to the castle. And what's happening here? I thought that they were, some of them were coming from this, oh, there. Yeah, so it looks like there's 2 main groups. I'll quickly have a look at the other side. No, there's nothing probably here. So 1 from the north and 1 from the east. And this one goes straight up, so that's, you know, they'll be dead so quick. It's a pity there is one who escaped. I'll let the soldiers go inside the castle. There's no point for them fighting here. Now, this will be more interesting. Where did they go? All of them are in the dark area. These seem to be a little bit better equipped. And what's the most important thing is that neither of the groups had rams, heavy machinery with them, so I don't think they'll achieve a lot. Now I presume that at this point, yeah, these are pretty much dead. 39 raiders have been killed already, so the whole northern group has been smashed. I'll take the soldiers from the northern castle and I will reinforce this area. Oh, come on guys, don't fight. Don't fight the raiders. I don't want any deceased villagers. Yeah, I think this will be easy. 48 raiders, half of the raiders, almost half are dead already. This time the soldiers stay in the castle, and that's devastating for these raiders. Oh, hold on, what's happening here? Guys, hide somewhere. And yeah, I don't think it's good for the soldiers to fight in the open. So best to wait for the raiders here near the... at least near the tower. There's 2 towers here actually, so that'll help. Looks fine. I'll zoom a little bit closer. I don't want to lose any of the soldiers. Alright, that was a quick work, well done. Oh, these actually go up the castle. For some reason, the notification here on the left got split into 2. That's strange, never seen that. Oh, the soldiers don't even want to attack from close position. Yeah, I think this was easy. So this time I think I'm content with the defense. There's 1 dead. I'm wondering whether it was an attacker. Yeah, that's actually an attacker, that's fine. Yeah, I don't see any deceased villagers. Oh, he's got cheap clay. I'll buy it. Probably even more. Yeah, so that's just a couple of the raiders will be able to get back. And I'll already start closing the towers to save money. Yeah, so we've got 4 guards, 8 soldiers, that seems to be right, about 50 laborers. Now you can see that the sort of verge of the slope is slowly moving towards right, and that's exactly what I want to achieve. Just create a flat area here east of the fields, and then a huge steep slope up where the future castle will be. Okay, so here's the result. Raid size 109, 95 killed. I lost 2 villagers. But I think overall this is a good result. Year 229. Let's do a quick recap. As you can see, the biggest bottleneck at the moment is the brick production. I actually assigned a little bit more workers to the brickyards in the autumn, but it's not enough. This one produced 45 bricks and this one 50. Yeah, so you can see that I'll need 280, roughly 280 bricks. So with this type of production it would take me a year and well, actually maybe 2.5 years. So if I've got the opportunity, I'll buy some bricks from the merchant to speed this up. It's not essential for the growth, but these are sort of things that will improve the efficiency of the town in the future and further increase the happiness. The labor situation, we've got 44 available laborers, but that's before assigning soldiers. In roughly a month and a half or in 2 months I'll have to assign some soldiers into the forts, so unfortunately I'll be short on labor again. But I can see I can get rid of a couple of firewood splitters because I've got a huge amount, almost 800. For the foundry, I'll let it go full production. Again, 2 millers, I've got some miners, 10 sawyers. I've got decent amount of stock of wood planks. Even though I'll require roughly 70 more planks, but that's fine. Ratcatcher. Okay, one more thing, I'll have to open another farm, even though after the winter I've got still 8 months worth of food supply, but I'll just add 3 workers here to the closest farm and I'll actually get grain out of it this year. Okay, there's an icon. Okay, it need winter feedstock, but hopefully it'll get some soon. Yeah, the library is still waiting for the books, but there is a whole new sort of supply chain required for that. The paper mill and also the book binding shop. That's hidden here in production. Now I've moved the verge of the slope by probably 5 squares. That's not a lot. Okay, so I think that'll be enough for this episode. We easily survived another raid, and we're still focusing on growth, so we have 50 more citizens, and we started some future efficiency improvements as well. So the town is starting to look really healthy again, even though it still has half of the original population. Alright guys, that will be everything. Take care and have a nice day.